If you're just tuning in, this is Smooth Chi Steppin broadcasting live on these stations. Oh So Smooth Radio, Fly Radio, ReggieMiles.com, Mixcloud, and Facebook Live this evening. We're going to go to the studio, the other studio, and get to Miss Katura Greene. She's going to be hosting her We the People show. I believe it's going to be heard each and every month at the end of the month. But she may go live on other occasions, but just want to let you know about that. Also, we are going to disconnect from Fly Radio, so you may want to move over to the other stations. Also, Smooth Radio, ReggieMiles.com, Mixcloud, or Facebook Live right now. Good afternoon, Katura. How are you?
Rudy, I'm doing great. I hope you're having a great evening. It sounds like you are by the music you're playing.
You like the music? Thank you for the compliment. Thank you, Katura.
I always enjoy your show. Absolutely.
Thank you. Katura, you had a busy weekend.
I have had an exhausting weekend.
Where do you want to start at? Where do you want to start at?
You know what? It's so many things to unpack. It's so many things to talk about. This was a crazy event. Really? Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, she's talking about Shades of Blue that took place in Indiana, and she's going to go into details about that and all the specifics and the do's and the don'ts and all that should have been, that wasn't, that is.
And all the greatness. We don't want to lose focus on that. All the greatness.
Oh, and all the greatness. That's what I want to say. So thank you for being here. I'm so glad that we got the chance to hook up and to get this done, because a lot of people have been asking about it, and here we are today live. Now, you're going to do the show. You're going to do the show once a month. Is that how you plan on doing it? How you want to do it? Are you going to do your own personal thing?
Yeah, we're going to focus originally going once a month. We want to just, see how the people receive it and how much input we get and go from there. But we don't want to, do too much too soon. So we're just going to take a one Sunday at a time. Okay, that's great. That is good. Yeah. So what's your husband saying about your new hosting career? He's been pretty quiet. He hasn't said a whole lot, but he's probably, he's kind of wait and see kind of person. Yeah. I know that he's feeling it, inside. Yeah. But he's cautious as to what he says, but he's always a great supporter in anything that I decide to do. Yeah. He said, yeah, Rudy, she should have been doing this a long time ago. So that was cute. That was cute. So we're going to play your theme song. And before we get started, and let everybody hear what that's all about, all right? Okay. Okay. Let me see you where
What's going on? What's going on?
That's the theme song. That's your little theme song. That's a nice song. I like that.
You really listen to the words, you'll understand.
Yes, you got to listen to the words to understand.
Absolutely.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in Katura. She's going to get started with her show. Round of applause for her.
All right, guys, we're gonna just go ahead and we're gonna jump right in because we have a lot to unpack. So this weekend was full of adventure. It was my very first time at the Shades of Blue in Indiana. Now I'm gonna have to tell you now, when I landed, I was a little shook up because it was some kind of cold. And I was not prepared for the coldness. I just knew it was going to be nice and warm. So let me tell you about it. Got off the plane, went outside to catch the shuttle that the NBC Suites provides. That's big. That's big time because you don't always get transportation provided when you fly into a city when you're going to an event. So that was the first bonus coming in. Arriving in the city that I've been to before, but not often. So the hotel was like 9 minutes away from the actual airport. So that was awesome. So when I arrived, NBC Suites was out, among a lot of places, a lot of eateries, and you can do some shopping because the ladies and the guys actually like to go out and get things because we often forget some things, right? I do most times. I was good this trip though because I didn't go shopping for anything, and that's the first. I was actually compacted in my packing this time. I was very deliberate in everything based on the themes. I was able to really hone in on those themes this time. So walking in, let's talk about walking in. You walked into the NBC Suites, and I have never seen such preparation. I walked in, we had marquees everywhere with everything shades of blue. You didn't have to wonder about where you needed to go, where you needed to register. And right as you walked in, your host welcomed you in. Cian was everywhere. I really believe that she had a clone because everywhere that I was this weekend, she was. And I was like, how are you in all these places? Every time I move, you're there. And she was everywhere. I don't know if she got any sleep, guys. I don't know how she did. I can't tell you how she did, but she was everywhere. So, and I'm sure that you guys seen the same thing, from hugging you when you walked in to asking you, did you need anything? And I watched her. She was like that with every person walking in the door. And do you guys know how many people was walking through that door? I had no idea the magnitude of this particular event, how large it was actually going to be. But when you walked in, you seen all the people that you see so many new people, and everybody was embracing. It's one thing about this stepping thing. It doesn't matter what city you go to. It doesn't matter if you've never met these people before. It's just like family. Somebody knows somebody, and they're going to introduce you, and they embrace you. And that's one of the wonderful things about this stepping community and the positive things that we want to focus on. Because oftentimes we focus on the negative instead of the positive. And let me tell you, when you go to these events and you get those genuine hugs, because you never know what somebody might be going through. and you giving hugs and love, and that's exactly what they needed. So walked in, got through registration within 5 minutes. Walked over, and this was, I still have it on, guys, because I just flew in. This was the weekend pass that you have on your arm. They gave you an envelope, and on the envelope, it told you what table you'd be sitting at. So you didn't have to guess. You didn't have to stop at the desk each night to figure out where you were sitting. That was genius too, because you don't have to keep asking about anything. They don't have to take you anywhere. You go into the ballroom, you find your seats. Now, they didn't truly have assigned seats until Saturday night. But most people who had a number, because the numbers were on the table. Now, that was a little confusing because Friday night, and I don't know if they were there Thursday night because I wasn't there Thursday night, but everybody was looking for the table. So if you came to the table, and I don't know if they were listening, when they were checking in, but most people were looking for the number that they had on their envelope, and we were one of those people. So we went and sat at our table. It was the second table. It was a perfect spot, so we wanted to be at the table. But again, there was no assigned seats until actually Saturday night. Okay, so when you walk to the actual ballroom, because I got there pretty early, so we got there in time enough for the day set. It was like walking a maze. So we had, everything was inside, thank goodness, because it was so cold outside. I didn't want to go back out there. So we walked a good little distance to get to the ballroom. Now you can't say you didn't get no exercise, because you was going to get some exercise other than your dancing to get to the next ballroom. But the wonderful thing is everything was inside. So you walk, I can't even tell you the distance of it. I don't know. But we walked to the ballroom. As we approached the ballroom, they had the area beautiful. Hey, Tanya. They had the area really beautifully decorated. Even the outside of the area had areas where you could take pictures. Of course, they had their backdrops with their names of the event on it. And they had vendors. And of course, like I know, who was on the outside, who was a vendor. Who's a vendor everywhere you go? Y'all guess. It was 1/4 mile. Okay. Shorty Smooth on here. Mikhail was on here. So yeah, we got our exercise. But it gave you a chance to catch up while you were walking, which we did. Catch up, laugh, dance, all those things. You'll do that leaving and coming. So that was a good thing. When we walked in the ballroom, I didn't know this. Again, this is my first time, and I know that you guys have been doing this for like 13 years. Walked in the ballroom, just hold your little wrists up, walk on in. It was a large ballroom, different shape than I normally see. It was like really long, right? I don't know the actual size of it, but what I did notice, one of the first things I noticed, because it's important to me, is the dance floor. So I don't know if you guys can tell by the pictures on the dance floor what that dance floor looked like. When I tell you, I walked the length of the dance floor. I got to the dance floor and I walked the length of it. And I was like, how many people coming? Because when I tell you that was a huge dance floor, but the dance floor was, if you call it flawless, it was flawless. The entire weekend, I didn't need anything for my shoes. Hey, Mom, I didn't need anything under my shoes. I didn't need no felt. I didn't need no dance socks. I didn't have to change my tennis shoes. Every shoe that I wore was danceable on that floor. So y'all know I had to have a conversation with Miss CN, because I'm like, where did you get this floor? This massive floor that was just from one end to the other. Now they had a second floor. And the floor, when I got there on Friday, was on the other side. So you could dance on one side on the smaller floor, but then there was this huge floor. So she gave me the history behind the floor. It's actually a professional dance floor that they use for competitions that she has brought in. And when I tell you, I see that, that to me is quality. It's quality, because you're bringing in something that you know is going to be beneficial to your dancers. It's going to be easy on the knees, because some of us are not so youthful anymore. So we got to make sure that we're dancing on good quality flooring. You don't have to worry about your heels getting caught in it. Um, you don't have to worry about slipping and sliding. Hey, Jerry, you don't have to worry about any of that. The floors were perfect. When I tell you, I know you guys have to agree. Y'all let me know in the comments how you felt about the floors, because I'm telling you, that floor was amazing. I didn't get a chance to dance on it. No, actually, I did. Later on Saturday night, I danced on the other floor, and it was just as good. I didn't have to worry about my heels on that floor either. It was great. It was We were moving and shaking in that place. But the sheer size of the entire ballroom was ridiculous. It was just really, really nice. So you had vendors all through. So I kind of walked through. I looked at all the different vendors that were there and what they were offering. There was like nobody stepping on anybody's toes. There was such an array of different vendors. Hey, Reggie, I saw you walking the entire floor. You and Miss Francine, I saw y'all walking the entire floor. Yeah, y'all were getting it in. So basically on that, um, the vendors, there were a hat vendor, and she actually had specialty hats that she had made, plus the earrings, specialty earrings. And there was a custom t-shirt person that was doing all kinds of blings. Of course, we had Sarah there with Bling It. And Sarah's particular vending spot, you can get anything you want, basically. You can get anything you want, from bags to hats. I haven't seen shoes yet, but I'm sure that's to come. Jeans, outfits. And she's always going to have a t-shirt that goes with the event. You can get that. You can get custom made shirts. And matter of fact, you can definitely get your We the People shirts through Sarah. Can y'all see that? Let me put that down so y'all can see that. You can get that through Sarah as well. So there is so many opportunities to vend when you go there. If you wanted to shop, that's the place to go. So there was so many more vendors there, guys. There was popcorn. There was lotions. I can't even tell you how many. I don't even know how many vendors you guys had. Mikhail, can you tell me how many vendors you actually had there? Because I don't know. I didn't get a chance to go to each one of them because I didn't have the opportunity. It was just too many. But it was plentiful. So you got your shop on. A lot of the women, they were very, very happy. Very, very happy. So you guys did an excellent job with the vending. And I'm just gonna go straight to the music. I'm not going into no certain order because there's so many things, guys. I'm so excited about this event. I'm gonna give you something in advance that I don't normally do. I'm not gonna give you the rating, but I'm gonna tell you something. I could not use my normal rating process for this event because it excelled beyond any rating process that I put in place. So I had to create a different one for you guys. Just so you know, I'm gonna tell you that at the end though. I know I gave you a little teaser in the beginning, but I'm gonna tell you in the end what that is. So the DJs. Most times I tell you guys that I don't really know who the DJ is. Sometimes it's because I'm not impressed, or because I'm overly impressed. I'm just so busy dancing and having a good time that I don't have a time. But I had to stop. And I went to the DJ booth a couple of times, actually more than a couple of times, because you guys were on fire this weekend. At the day set, at each of the night sets. I didn't get a chance to stay for Sunday. I can't even imagine what you guys brought for Sunday. Now, let me share with you what that experience means to me, right? So you can be in a ballroom, right? And you're one of the dancers. And you're having a great time. You're ready to get on the floor and that's your favorite song, and you go on the floor and you dance and you come off, right? And I don't know. The DJs have to answer this for me. Exactly what are you looking at? What are you looking at? The floor? Are you looking at the people on the floor? Or are you looking at the ballroom as a whole? Because when I'm not dancing, I still want to be dancing. I still want to be entertained at my table. right? Just because I didn't get the opportunity to dance this time, or I decided not to dance this time, doesn't mean I don't on the floor. Doesn't mean I don't want to dance at my table. When I tell you, all you needed to do was to look around at any moment on any song, and not only was that floor crowded, you should see the tables. The tables were having a ball with the music. And when I tell you there were ranges to the music, but every song was hitting. You know how the youth say, hitting? Yeah. Every song was hitting. Ah, when I tell you, I don't even act like that. And I was acting like that. I was acting like that because the music, and I had to come up and I was like, who's playing? You know? And at any given time, it was a different DJ. Now, y'all know I still have my favorites, right? I mean, I just do. I mean, I just gotta say, and I base it on the crowd as well. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just KT. It was the crowd. So I'm looking around at certain times, when I decide to sit down, and every time that I felt like I needed to go ask who was playing, it was two specific DJs that were playing: Mr. McHale, Jordy's Move, and DJ D Real. Y'all, everybody did good. I don't want nobody to feel slighted. I don't. But I'm sorry. You guys, y'all were set apart. You guys were set apart. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. You saw it. You saw the energy. You saw the vibe. Hopefully you saw it. Hopefully you was looking at the table, because we was looking at you. We were definitely looking at you. And it was crazy. And that's what makes a party. See, because you can walk into a set, and you can feel the set. You can feel the energy. You can feel the vibe. And when I tell you, that vibe was crazy the entire time. Everybody was smiling. Everybody was dancing. You guys did that. So y'all two were my favorite for the weekend. Everybody did a phenomenal job. All the DJs did a phenomenal job. And my feet, no, they don't thank you. My feet, yeah, they a little mad at y'all, because I'm telling you, it's definitely going to be a soaking evening for me. So kudos to that. Let's go ahead and skip to, well, we're going to talk about the Friday night party period, because, the day set was phenomenal. Everybody did everything. Energy was everything, Tanya. I'm glad you had a ball, Don. The energy was everything on the day set. And I really was trying to pace myself, because I was feeling how that day set was going, right? And I'm like, we're steady dancing. We're steady doing, just dancing constantly. And I hear Thursday night, because I wasn't there Thursday night, and I'm feeling kind of salty about it, because I heard, how much fun Thursday night was, and some things, Mikhail, that you did on Thursday night that you didn't do on Friday night. So I feel some kind of way about some of that. But, that's neither here nor there. We do have 2027 to improve that, because I heard, you were calling different people, different dances. If you had short hair, it's your dance. If you had long hair, it's your time. If you're short, it's your time. And, we didn't get that Friday, so I'm feeling some kind of way about it. If you could do it Thursday, you could do it Friday. That's all I'm saying, because that was the talk. When I got there, that's what I heard. And I was watching Thursday, and I was like, why didn't I go on Thursday? Because, Thursdays are always a hit or miss. You never know what you're going to get. But apparently we know on Thursday and Shades of Blue, go. We're going to take a moment to get caught up on the comments. And let's see, we got some comments. Mr. Green, no comments that you want to read? All right, we just go to the floor.
Let's see. I'm gonna check. Let me check. Mixcloud might have. Let's see what Mixcloud is doing. Let's see.
Well, thank you, Riddle. He's going to check the comments for me. If you guys have anything you want to add, go ahead and add that for me. I do see that Jerry said that she fell in love with DJ D Real. Definitely. Right, Tanya. And, Tanya left me. She went on Thursday and left me. Just so y'all know. Because she was there and I wasn't. But that's now that we got 2027 to make up for that. All right, so they checking comments for me, and while they're doing that, we're gonna go ahead and talk about Saturday's workshop. We're gonna skip to that.
Yeah, everybody's listening to the show. They're just sitting back. There's a bunch of people. There's over 200 plus people in this.
Okay.
So they just listening.
All right, Mr. Green, have a couple comments. What you got, Mr. Green?
Well, we got special comments going out. Tanya Coleman, she just reminded us, do not miss Thursday. Going forward, do not miss Thursday. And that is a great comment. We thank you so much for that. Jerry Baskerville, Jerry out of the VA, she said she fell in love with DJ Real as a DJ years ago. And we want to go special shout out to Coco and Juanita Bailey and Tanya Coleman, Sean Williams, Don Williams. Thank you so much. And Deborah, Baby D Harnett.
Awesome.
Debo.
Thank you so much for catching us on those comments. All right, so Saturday. Well, before we even get to Saturday, I did come in Friday, so I didn't get a chance to partake in everything that was going on. But on Saturday morning before the workshop, the Embassy Suites provides free breakfast for their guests. When the free breakfast, guys, is not your typical continental breakfast, right? So they have a station where you can get specially made omelets. You can get your eggs made, especially if you want them over easy, over medium. If you don't want the scrambled eggs that they have on the counter, you can get your own scrambled eggs how you want them. And of course, they have all the amenities go with it, the coffee and the juices. You can get hot coffee, you can get hot tea, pretty much what you want. That goes, it doesn't matter how many people you have in your room, because we always have 4 people in our room. Because, events cost. And so in order to save money, you do what you do. You get your crew together and you travel. Every person in the room receive breakfast. Where they do that at? Not many places at all. Where they do that at? Yeah, so you definitely don't have to worry about feeding yourself when you go, because you have breakfast right there. And so that, to me, that was a bonus. All right. In addition to the breakfast, they give you, if you drink, they give you 2 drink tickets that you are able to turn in from 5 p.m. to 7 every night. So when I walk through the lobby, coming from the day set that ends at 5, you have to walk, that quarter mile and then get to the area where before you go to your rooms. And that area where they do the drinks and all that stayed crowded. It stayed crowded because embassies, they got a thing. They got a thing. They hone you in. They give you 2 because they know that you're going to buy more, right? So you got breakfast, you got drinks, and then you go up to your room and get ready for your next set.
Katura, that's a lot, huh?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
How often do you see that?
Yeah. Well,
they are definitely, and they're right on it. They are on it. It doesn't matter what you request, when you request it, how you request it. The Embassy Suite, they were on it.
That's great. Well,
when I tell you, that's amazing customer service. And it also goes back to your host, because your host tells you, they're there. Listen, there was a little spill of ice. Now, I've never seen this. It happened, and instead of the host waiting for the hotel to come and clean it up, she got down there and
what happened? I lost her. What happened? Oh. I lost her.
What CN
there she go. Okay.
has done. I just cannot. I'm beyond impressed. And let me tell y'all, it's not extremely hard to impress me, but when you continuously do things, you set yourself above the bar, right? And that's what she does. Yeah, she went above and beyond the Call of Duty because she didn't have to do that. That's something you don't have to do. You can wait. She did. She spoke to everybody. Dawn said she speaks to everybody, not just once. Anytime she see you, she speak to you. Now, y'all know I've been to events where people say that the host walked past them 5 or 6 times
That's not
and don't
nice.
say anything.
That's nice. Hey, listen, if folks that are just tuning in, you're saying, what's going on here? This is Smooth Shy Steppin' with an extended hour. The show is called We the People. We're talking to Katura Greene. She is the host of this show. It's going to happen once a month on smoothshysteppin.com. And we're going to be broadcasting her segment. We're going to be broadcasting it on ososmoothradio.com, reggiemiles.com, Mixcloud, Facebook Live. And we want you to tell your friends all about it. Tell all the Steppin community about it. Once a month, we're going to put out the information when it's going to happen for the next one because she has all the dates. But I just wanted to let everybody know about that, Katura.
Absolutely. They can also join the Facebook page, We the People, so they can stay updated on what's going on within the community as well. And not only are we discussing the events that we attend, we also discuss hot topics that are happening in the community. So I just wanted to give you guys that tidbit on the Embassy Suites because they did a phenomenal job. Not only just, checking you in and making sure that you were taken care of, even at the events, keeping the tables cleaned off. Anytime you had a question about anything, the water, let me tell you, they kept water going. The water. Now, I will tell y'all now, I don't know if the water tastes different because it's in a different area. I drink a lot of water, right? Drink a lot of water. And they have plenty of water there. But it tasted really weird to me. And I don't know if I'm the only one. I know I'm not the only one because people at my table said the same thing. Now, I'm not taking away from that because the host doesn't make the water, right? It comes from the host hotel. But it just tasted different. And maybe it's because of the area. You know how you can go to the beach and the water tastes different? Or you can go to a different area and the water tastes different. So I'm assuming that's what it was. It didn't stop me from drinking it, just so you know. Because it was there. And I was going to drink it because you have to stay refreshed because I get my dance on and you definitely need to stay that water, that have that water intake. So that was a wonderful thing. Yeah. So that's what was going on. Let me see what we talked about. All right. So I was talking about going about the workshops. All right. So the workshops. So y'all know I've shared with you in the past that I don't attend a lot of workshops now. Now, when I was doing constant instruction, I stayed in the workshops because I needed to stay up on my game, right? I still go and I still drop in on occasion. If there's a special workshop facility that I really like, I go in. But I don't always go into the workshops now. I might just pop my head in. But I said, I need to really go in because it's the big workshop. And guess what? It was free. So let's talk about this. I don't know what y'all paid. I know what I paid to go to the event, right? It's like $165. That includes your table and everything, the entire weekend pass. They had an all-star instructor team. Now, they didn't publish. If they did, I didn't see it because I looked for it. They didn't publish in advance who was going to do the workshops, right? So I was asking, who's doing the workshops? Now, I wasn't asking, anybody specific. I was just asking in general, who's doing the workshops? And people was like, I don't know. Excuse me. So we took our time, going to the workshop. And we walked in through the back door. And I got a full view of this workshop. Now, did y'all see the footage of the floor? The floor at Chase the Blue? Because I did go live and show you the actual floor. If you haven't seen it, go on my page and look at the live footage so you'll know what I'm talking about. So I came in through the back door by the vendors. The floor was full. The floor was full from the start to the end. And when we divided up, that second floor they have in there, it was full. They had an entire workshop full of people. Now, a couple things. You didn't know who was doing the workshops because they didn't tell us. But the workshops were free. Let that sink in. Most times when you see the workshops being $50 and more, you don't have the participation you need. Not to mention, so many people are salty about workshops now because you don't get what you need in them because everybody's crammed together as far as levels are concerned and people don't get what they need. So they thought about that. Well, at least I think they thought about it based on how they did the workshop. Nobody told me this. I'm speculating based on what I've seen, right? So, okay. So you have Dre, you had Drew, you had Yvette O'Donnell, you had Pat Clay, you had Carlos Fortune, you had Mark Alexander, and Vicky Henney. They had a beginner's workshop. They had a intermediate workshop. They had a workshop doing signals. They had a combination workshop, and they had a footwork workshop. Yvette did the footwork. Drew, Carlos, and Vicky Henney did the combination workshop. Andre did the beginners workshop. Oh, you also had our master winner, Kevin Dockery. Kevin Dockery, he did what did he do? He did the follower side lead, the different ways that you can get in and out of the follower side lead. And I stayed for that one. I started off with Mark Alexander and Pat Clay with the signals. Then I moved over because I'm gonna do here, because I needed to get a little bit of everything, right? So I went over and watched Dockery, and got my little lesson in, and I got it. It took me about 5 minutes. I got it and kept moving. Then I went over to see what Dre was doing because y'all know Dre crazy, right? And he had the beginners, so I didn't know if I needed to pray for them or not. So I went on over there and blessed them real quick and laughed a couple minutes because he's a nut. And then I went down to see what Yvette was doing. And y'all know Yvette always bring the sexy to the ladies. And she was giving it to them. She had a really large class. A lot of ladies want to get that footwork. But just remember, ladies, you need your foundation first. Just going to say that. So then I went over and checked out Drew, Vicky, and Carlos. They had the most participation as far as people are teamed up. From one side of the floor to the next side, it was completely full on both sides. So they had people on both sides. It looked like it was both sides. They were doing comedy. Y'all know they were serving them some business over there. So I really don't record in workshops, but I do take pictures. So I took several pictures because y'all know sometimes y'all be recording in workshops and y'all be sharing that information, and that's not fair to the instructors. It's okay if you take the workshop footage for yourself, but you shouldn't share it. So I went over there and just took some pictures, just so I could have for my information purposes only. And they were doing some great combinations. I think the people in that section learned a lot because you had 3 different instructors giving different takes on different moves. So they did a really good job. So the actual workshop itself was really good. I stayed for the majority of it. Yep, I stayed for the majority of it. So hats off to the workshop. All right. So, I ended up at the event really, truly, because I was invited several times by a special person. So every time I went to an event and I saw her, she was always talking about the shades of blue. And I had that on my radar a couple of years, but I hadn't put it on my list yet. But because she was talking about it so much, I said, you know what, I need to go ahead and make that event this year. So my hats off to CN, your ambassador, Cheryl Williams, because she is the one that gave me so much information and gave me so much praise about your event. It made me want to come. And I shared with her this morning before I left because she's done an amazing job of helping to promote your events. So make sure you give her a special thanks because she definitely deserves it. All right. We have, I want to give you guys a couple things that I always do at the events. I always have a favorite of a couple of things, and I actually created one extra favorite thing this time that I didn't realize that I left off because I don't do it a lot. Um, so I told you guys about my favorite DJ, right? The other one was best dancing. So I make it my business to dance with new people, and sometimes some repeats because I like who I like y'all like who y'all like, right? So I've watched Ed Donaldson from a distance for some years, right? I watch his classes. I watch his he does these flash videos. I watch him, and I know that he had a lot of people in the world largest. He has a lot of students that go to the world largest. So I was like, I need to really dance with him and to see what this is about. And let me tell you something. If y'all have never danced with Ed Donaldson, y'all need to try it. I dance. He's my number one best dance, and it was so good. I went back a second time. That's something I don't normally do. I just normally dance with somebody and keep it moving. But I had to go back. I had to go back because he gave me some stuff I never ever had, and it was the entire dance. It wasn't one piece of the dance. It was the entire dance. It was an experience. Let me say that. So Edward Donaldson was my best dance. Now the other two guys I mentioned, I've danced with both of them multiple times, but it doesn't matter how many times I dance with them. They give me the business, and that would be Chuck James, who's underestimated throughout the community, in my opinion, and Snoopy King. Snoopy King. Both of them. Snoopy came in Saturday night. He was late. Y'all, I'm putting him on blast. He came in late. But he came in dancing. And see, the one thing I really love about both of those guys, Chuck James and Snoopy both, they dance with everybody. They dance with everybody. The people. Not just the people, that are heavy hitters. They dance with everybody. And if you can handle it, they're going to give you the business. I'm just going to tell you. So if y'all go over there, just know what y'all getting into. So I'm just going to let y'all know. Oh, trio. I added trio. I added the trio because somebody came and took over me and Tanya's dance. Now, y'all know me and Tanya Coleman. We get it in right. I'm trying to get her to be in the competition, y'all, doing trios, lady trios. So y'all talk to her because I've been trying to get her to do that and she hadn't been listening. So y'all get her. Y'all get her. But Tanya and I were on the floor dancing. We started our dancing. For some reason, every time Tanya and I dance, people want to join. Every time. It don't matter. Females, males, it don't matter. They want to join. I'll be feeling some kind of way about that sometimes because I didn't want my Tanya to myself sometimes. But it always happened that way. So, Mr. Mark Alexander, he come over and take over the dance. Now, y'all know I'm not really mad, right? I'm just saying. He came over and took over the dance. And when I say he took over the dance, I've done a lot of trios over the years. But Mark Alexander, I don't know what skill level you got. Well, I guess I do know I've danced with you before, but I've never done a trio. When I tell you that trio was crazy, ridiculous, I don't even have the words to describe what he was doing. Now, y'all know me and Tanya tall, right? We up here, right? I'm 5'7", Tanya's 5'8", I believe. Little Mark, I don't know how tall Mark is, but he's not our height. He's a little shorter than us. And Mark was like, what? So, I got this. When I tell you he was throwing us around like we was 5 pounds, get over here. And he did not say one word. When I tell you lead is everything, it is everything. So he is my favorite trio right now of all time. He did that. So I know, Tanya, I already know what you feel because you told me to. So you can go ahead and say it. All right, so I got one more. I got the best couple of the weekend. I've been focusing on that because I just believe that that is the way of the world. You get coupled up, have the babies, keep on, food for multiply those things, and certain couples emit elegance. Certain couples do. I like the way that the man handles his lady. That he takes care of her. He is he's respectful. He makes sure she has her table, her seat. He takes her to the dance floor. He brings her back. He treats her like the queen that she is, and she treats him like the king that he is. And when I was watching, I kept watching this couple that I've seen so many times, right? I guess my radar was not up, but my radar was up Saturday. And I watched Gary Hunter and Tanya McLaughlin. I watched how he took care of her, not just, at the table, even on the dance floor. So the two of them made my couple of the weekend. You guys were beautiful together. You're always coordinated. You always dance with other people. You're always videoing everybody. You guys are just awesome together. So you guys are my couple of the weekend. Let's see what else we got. Now, even after we get off the air with Rudy, we're going to still be going if I haven't covered everything. So you guys can stick around after that. Rudy, what's our time? Where we at?
Yeah, about 15 minutes. Top
Okay.
of the hour, because the radio stations have us on for about an additional hour. Yeah, but if you want to go further that on Facebook, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the atmosphere at the event was friendly. I think I covered that early. But what really stood out to me was even at dinner, Sienna went and changed. She came back to the ballroom, beautiful as ever. Shorty was on the mic, being very funny. I didn't really realize how funny Shorty really is, right? I mean, I know he's funny, but he's really funny actually. And he can tell a story. So Shorty, not every person can tell a story, but Shorty can tell a story, right? So he gets up and, he's doing his spiel, about, large events and, what, that, sometimes you have constraints, because, you have to follow budgets and things like that. He was giving us this long spiel, he did say, my story has some truth to it, maybe some untruth to it, but truthful, he was going back and forth. So I was like, I'm gonna have to watch him because he's setting this thing up, right? And he's like, I didn't know if y'all know I was born here. I don't know if too many people know that. I still don't know if he was born there or not, but he said that, right? And he said, and I grew up in the church. I can see that. I grew up in the church. Now I still don't know if that's true or not, but he said it, so I'm going to repeat it. And he said, I had a lot of cousins, people that took care of me, cousins and aunties and uncles, and I really wanted to bring y'all something special, but we do have budget constraints and things of that sort. So what I did, I knew how talented some of my people were. So I said, I'm gonna give them some of these songs, some of these favorite songs, and I'm gonna see, what they can do with it. Just do your best. Listen to the song, and let me know, if you can handle it or not. So I'm gonna give you the mic. So he started calling up. He said, I'm gonna call him my cousin first. Call my cousin, and I can't tell y'all names because I didn't write the names down because I just didn't. I ain't know where he was going with the story, right? So he brought up this young lady, and he said, "So did you practice the song?" And she said, "Well, yeah, And he said, "Were you confident?" And she said, "Oh, I'll do my best." And he said, "I know. I need you to do better than your best." So he handed her the mic, and he said, "I gave all the songs that y'all love in the community." So they started playing the music, and this chick started singing this song. And it's one of the songs, I don't know what the song is, so y'all know, don't ask me because I don't know the name of the song, but I know a song I hear on the Steppin set all the time. When I tell you she sung that song, when I tell you I didn't want to go on the floor because I didn't want to miss it. Now, let me give you prerequisites to this. The reason I'm telling y'all this is because early that day, I shared with somebody I don't really care about the entertainment portion of Steppin' Sets. I'm over that. I don't really want to hear their song and 5 other people's song that they're singing. That's what I said. I can admit to that. Okay, so I said that. So I'm at the table and I'm listening to her. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my, she is singing the song better than the artist. Oh my goodness. When I tell you she tore that song up from the top to the bottom, and then he's like, okay, I got another cousin. I'm like, how many cousins he got? So he bring up somebody else. Well, no, did he say auntie? Yeah, I think this was the auntie. And he said the same thing to her. And she just took the mic because, aunties don't play. They don't play. So give me the mic. And she sung that song better than the artist. So he said, I got another cousin I think it was an uncle. I don't know, because Shorty was all over the place with the story, right? So there was 4 artists. I did not move from my seat. Now, there was people, the floor was full. I didn't want to go on the floor. I didn't want to miss nothing. The music, the songs were so good that I was like, oh my goodness. So in the end, guys, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, they were the real artists. 4. Real artists? Where do they do that at? At a Steppin' Set. And you don't get mad. Shades of Blue. Shades of Blue. That's where they do that at. Because I'm telling you, it was phenomenal. I didn't want to move my seat. We was singing, we was dancing, just like the DJs were there. We was getting it in our seats. So Mikhail, who was the entertainment, he was in charge of entertainment. You did that. You did that. I didn't need nothing else. I was good. I was good. It don't matter what. Let me tell y'all something. It don't matter what else is left on this. Let me see if there's anything left. Oh, unlimited dances. Let me tell you about that. I'm gonna tell you about that. Oh, I almost forgot, y'all. They fed us. They fed us, right? No, it wasn't your typical hotel food. When I tell you, I have never been to a hotel that served delicious food, believe me. Everything that they had on that menu was phenomenal. They had beef, they had salmon, mixed veggies, potatoes, salad, fruit, and dessert. Everything was fire. I don't know who they had in the kitchen. I don't know what happened, but everything was fire. You could get drinks, you could get whatever you want to drink, hot tea if you wanted that. It was there. So he's listed the entertainers in the comments, guys. So take a look at that. And thank you, Shorty, for joining too, because oftentimes it's very important that the promoters do join, because that tells your constituents that you care. That's what it tells them. When you're silent, you don't say anything, that means to us, they really don't value us. So when you are there and you're in the comments and you're participating with your audience, it says, I care as promoter, my people's experience. And I've heard that over and over. Although you guys didn't have to, because we knew when we were there that you guys cared on every level. Every place we went, you guys were there. So I know we don't have a lot of time left, guys, and you guys can also send your information. If you have additional questions or if you have comments that you want to send to We the People, you can do that by emailing me at wethepeeps99@gmail. We the Peeps. Yes. So, Cian, one more thing before you say that, babe. Cian, I just want to tell you what a phenomenal team you have. I don't know where you got everybody at. I don't know where all your ideas come out. They're all brilliant. You guys put on an amazing event. I have not seen it on that level. I have not seen it on that level. For the amount of people, 1,000+ people that you had there, with your colors, your theme, everything that happened, phenomenal event. I looked up Chat GTP because I could not figure out what rating to give you guys. Because it's one thing when you exceed an expectation. But what you guys did was beyond exceptional. There was no area that I could really take off. None. There was no area. But it was so above and beyond with the customer service, with the ballrooms, with the food, with the workshops, everything. I gave you guys what I call a new category that I had to create, and it's going to be a 10 plus next level event. 10 plus next level. That's what I gave you guys. Phenomenal job.
Outstanding, outstanding.
Absolutely.
So, Katura, you're going to continue on with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We got about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes if you want to
Okay.
do a quick little mini wrap up and then continue. That's fine.
Tony's had a couple of comments. What's your comments real quick?
Very important comments. Shorty Smooth let us know that the entertainment was Anthony David, Leslie Nelson, Lena, Lina, and Chris Youngblood. That was Anthony David, Leslie Nelson, Lena, Lina, and Chris Youngblood. And Shorty Smooth also shared with us that they had a person of color in the kitchen that was cooking all the food.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yes, 10 plus next level event. And thank you, April. I see that they did not oversell. The spacing, I did have that in my notes. The spacing for the tables were awesome. So that wasn't an issue for us. But before I get off of the live with Rudy, this is what I want to say to you, Rudy. I thank you so much for reaching out to me. Give me the opportunity, allowing me to be a voice for the people. That's the one thing in the community that was missing. There's one thing to represent the organizations. It's another thing to represent all. And when we do the events, when I do the recaps, it is for all. It is for the promoters. It's for the people, because it's not to nitpick and be hard on the promoters. It's simply to allow them to know where they can be better. And if they are phenomenal, like Shades of Blue, how you can reach that.
Yes.
And how they can help each other.
That's right.
So I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be the voice of the people.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Katura. We will see you on the other side. Shorty can't hear me because he's on a different platform. Well, he's on another platform that's not connected to this. But yeah, I'm glad that he joined in to let everybody know what the names of the artists were, because yeah, those are good artists. It's real strong.
Absolutely.
Real strong.
Yes. Have you heard them live before?
I have never heard them live before, but I have them here in the studio, on the music chart, my music playlist. But yeah, it'd be nice to hear them live, especially with a band. That would be nice.
Absolutely. That'd be really next level.
Oh, it would be next.
The band?
A band? What?
Yes.
But the problem with that is, for most promoters, is
that's expensive.
The logistics, meaning they got to fly everybody in. Then you have to get the right sound system to support a real live band,
right?
And accommodations, ground transportation. It's very, very, very expensive, because people come from all different locations. Not
right.
A particular band, they got people from the West Coast, East,
right,
up all West, everywhere. So they're all over the place.
Absolutely. Yeah, that would definitely be phenomenal. That would be a large feat, definitely to encounter, for sure.
But it can be done. It can be done.
Well, also, guys, be sure that you're tuning in, not just on Facebook Live. Make sure that you are on Rudy's page, the Smooth Chi Steppin Radio. He's also on Smooth Radio, ReggieMiles.com. He's on Fly Diva Radio, and Mixcloud.com. Be sure that if you have not joined, be sure that you do join. You can also sign up to be a part of the VIP listing, right, Rudy?
Yeah, it's on the website.
How do you do that? Yes, I didn't see that.
That's okay. SmoothChiSteppin.com. You want to be on the VIP A list? That's fine.
Okay, on the A list. That's how you do it on your actual page.
Yes. Yep.
Smooth Side Steppin, the actual page. So make sure you guys join the page too. You'll be able to see Rudy when he go live. Let me tell you, if you really love stepping music, if you love it like I love it, sign in. He's there every Sunday. Every Sunday. So I do have that on my page too, and I'll make sure I include that too, so that I have that there every week so that you guys can see it. Also, I do want to tell you about some up and coming events, and I can actually do that once we disconnect. I can do that for you. So, Rudy, do you have anything else before we end the live with you?
No, that's it. We're good. We're good to go. We're good
to
go.
Awesome.
We're good to go. Thank you, Katura. You get
thank you. I appreciate
on
it
with your people, and we will see you next time around.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you.